Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that I'm really excited about. And it's a topic that I can't stress too much on exactly how important it is to you and your business. The topic we're going to be covering is the subject line of your emails. Now, you may give this a lot of thought, or maybe you almost give it no thought. But here's the thing. As far as your emails and folks opening them up and responding to them, the subject line sets the tone. That's the beginning. Now, here's the thing. When I talk about emails, and it's not cold outreach emails, what I'm talking about is a customer list. You've got to have a customer list, folks who have been buying, using, enjoying your products, and you want to be able to reach out to them via email at the appropriate times with content that's going to get them excited about some element of your business. And it all really starts, think about it, with the subject line. And what I'm going to be sharing with you are 10 proven blueprints that are going to help you make better subject lines, which means your emails are going to get read by more people, which means it's going to generate more business. Sounds like a pretty good formula, right? Now, before we dive into this, let me share with you the written word. I love the written word. If you watch my videos, you get a sense that I don't really feel like I'm good at this part of it, the videos. I hope I'm getting better. I'm trying to get better. But as far as the written word, I'm really good. And when I say that, it's not because I think it. I've generated more than 9 figures of sales just through the written word. So when you're looking around for somebody to follow, somebody to think about how they might be able to help you with this type of thing, got to be honest with you, I'm pretty good. Really am. What I'm going to be sharing with you are proven strategies because I want to make it, number one, easy for you to create a great subject line that's going to get a massive amount of opens from your emails. And number two, I don't want to take a lot of time. So it's going to be a blueprint. Now, here's what I want to do for you. Everything I'm going to talk about today, as well as other key things about emails that I'll be making other videos about, I've got one PDF document. I want to give it to you for free. So before we dive into the topic, do this right now. Put send it down in the comments, and I will get you this PDF of everything you need to make great emails that'll generate more revenue for you. Last thing before we dive in to talking about your subject line, I want you to understand something. I'm going to give you examples that relate to breweries. I'm on here always helping breweries, but I'm also specifically going to share things about non-breweries, because here's the thing. I want this to be something that gets you thinking, gets kind of the juices flowing. And the bottom line is, what would work for a craft brewery will work for any other business. Because at the end of the day, we're all business owners who really have one thing that makes us successful. It's to build a herd. So these elements that I'm sharing today are going to work for any business. Obviously, everything I share shows examples as it's tied to craft brewery. But specifically for these subject lines, I'm offering a broader horizon because I think that's going to help you better understand how you can write great subject lines for your brewery. I'm going to be covering 10 different subject line formulas for you. And we're going to be providing you with all the tools you need to have subject lines that are going to print money for you. Now, the first one I want to cover is curiosity and result formula. You want to combine intrigue with a result for your audience's desires. That's so important. I want you to get this in your head. It's all about the audience. If it doesn't appeal to the audience, it doesn't matter. So a couple of these examples, how I grew my email list by 22,000 subscribers in 11 months. Next idea concept, the shocking truth about new cars in 2025. Or how about this new IPA is not going to last? So really what you're doing is you're appealing to those folks because specifically if you've got a segmented list and I'm an IPA lover, this new IPA is not going to last. Gosh, why is that? I'm going to dive into your subject line. So can you see how it's a 2-part formula? Curiosity and then providing them with a result. That's what you want to do in this situation. Now, another idea might be stop by this Saturday to experience the greatest IPA we've ever made. There we go. Curiosity and result. So I hope you're starting to see how there's a million different ways you can go with this. It can be tied in your business, everything from obviously beer, it could be food, it could be merch, it could be events, it could be. Be creative, be fun, and most importantly, in this situation, and really every subject line, make sure we're addressing the audience, their needs, wants, and desires. The open loop formula. Listen, any TV show you watch, any movie you watch has loops. They have open and closed loops. We know as a fact that the human brain and people's curiosity are formed by this. So what I'm really using is baked into each and every one of us, and it's something we're very familiar with. And when you're making these loops, you want to create a cliffhanger. You want a question or an incomplete statement. So these examples, what everyone gets wrong about fitness. This will change how you see email marketing. This event might not happen again. You see that, we're teasing a question. We're diving into a subject matter, but not finishing it, of course. So that's that open loop formula. It's probably something that as you do emails, it's going to be a regular part of it. And it's something that, as I mentioned, is so tried and true. You can really never go wrong using the open loop formula. 3 is a branded phrase formula. You want to use a unique, memorable term for your business. Let's dive into these examples so you get a better sense of what I'm talking about. For instance, unlock the power of bullet copy. You might be wondering, gosh, what is bullet copy? That's the purpose of the headline. You dive in and open up and read the email. Next example, introducing a 3-step flexibility framework. Interesting. I don't know what those 3 steps are. Let me open up the email. Now for a brewery, discover Record Night Tuesdays. What's Record Night? Could be a situation where I don't know. In this idea, as I was formulating it, I was thinking folks could bring in their records Tuesday nights and we'd play them. That would get all fleshed out and explained to them in the email. So can you see how a branded phrase, it could be situations where you talk about, bottomless brunch, an all-you-can-eat brunch situation. That now you've kind of branded that phrase for you and your business, and that would be part of your subject line as you introduce the bottomless brunches. And when you do it, don't forget to invite me. I love brunch. Next, we're diving into some real sales psychology and some things that I just really love. And we're talking about confrontation, the confrontating formula. You want to confront an assumption or belief that your audience is holding. For example, why email isn't dead, but you might be using it wrong. Now, if you're wondering about email, and I hope not because you're on this video, but that's going to get you to kind of think and wonder and say, hey, I need to know more about that. Next example, think you know SEO? Think again. There you go. Now, the third example, think you've had the best pale ale? Think again. You can see how what we're doing is we're taking an assumption they hold or a belief that they hold and challenging them on it. It's a great way to create intrigue. Intrigue in this subject line for email leads to folks opening that up. Next is a shout out formula. You want to target specific segments of your audience. Now, in other videos, I've talked a lot about your list and segmentation. This is a perfect example of why that's so powerful when you do it. Look at these examples. I think you get a better sense of what I'm talking about. In this situation, freelancer struggling to land high-paying clients. Most freelancers are going to fall under that assumption, right? Most freelancers fall into that. Now you've got their attention and they're going to kind of open it up because you are addressing their concern, which is needing to land high-paying clients. Next example, small business owners. Here's a trick you need today. Again, small business owners are always looking for a way to move ahead, aren't we? So, I'm curious now. Let me open up the email. Taco lovers, Tuesdays are changing for you. Now, we're addressing something to get them excited about. Hopefully, they are taco lovers, but obviously, we're doing something for them on Tuesday. We're shouting out Tuesday. We're shouting out who they are. Let's open up that email now and find out if I can get some tacos on Tuesday. See where we're going with this? It's another great tool. It's another way to be. You can shout out situations like, it could be tied to merch. It could be tied to food. It could be tied to the introduction of a beer or a seasonal introduction of beer or beers. Another example, your holiday season is going to kick off on Tuesday with our new seasonal ales. You're shouting that out. Now, if you know that person's an ale lover, well, you know what? They're going to open up that email. Now let's take a look at the clarity formula. You clearly want to state the email content without any fluff. This is that concept of going straight to the bone. Example, your order confirmation. Any doubt about what's below in that email? No. But if I just made an order, I obviously want to have that confirmation. Next, welcome to our newsletter. Again, it's straightforward, right to the point. If I just signed up for a newsletter, it lets me know that, hey, I'm now subscribed. How you can use this for your brewery? Your best 4th of July. If we're moving into the 4th of July season, what you're letting me know is that you're doing something great on the 4th, something I might be interested in. If I'm looking to do something on the 4th, what am I doing to that email? I'm opening it up and checking it out. That's that clarity, the straightforward formula. Next is the friendly formula. Now, you should always be friendly, but let me explain what I mean by this. You want to write the subject line as though you're addressing a friend or a family member. Example, up for fun? Think about how you might text with someone when you're coming up with this subject line. If that's your best friend and they send you up for fun with a question mark, you're going to be like, well, yeah, if that's the case, and you're going to interact back and forth with them. Same thing with like, got a minute. Next, let's say you're doing something special on Saturday. This is great if you have already sent out an email on the topic. So in this situation, this example, I say, are you coming this Saturday? Now, imagine if it's Friday and that's the subject line for a big event you're doing on Saturday. Now, this wouldn't work well if you've never sent them anything about it. But because it's a big event that you're doing, you've sent them at least one other email in the build up to this. So it's a bit almost like a reminder. It's a bit of a tease, and it's a great tool under the situations I've just outlined to get that email opened and read, which again is what the subject line's got to do, right? Personalization is a great tool in all correspondence, including emails and email subject lines. In this situation, what you're doing is you're using the recipient's name, or the company is another way to do it. But in your situation, my guess is going to be 99% folks' name. What you're going to do is you'll package their name with something else that's providing specific details. Example, quick question for you, Sarah. Or the next one, Joe, here's something special for your business. That's if it's a B2B situation. That would be perfect, right? Now for a brewery, Lisa, here's the new beer you've been waiting for. Can you see how it's going to catch their interest? One of the things that makes this powerful, think about yourself right now, whether it's on your phone or a laptop, and you're opening up your email. You're seeing all those subject lines. When you see your name there, what's going to happen? It immediately draws your attention. So if you know that they're going to be drawn to their name, now if there's a specific detail that interests them, you know what you got? Win-win, emails open. It's a great tool. Now, it's not going to fit every situation that you're having from a business standpoint, but if it does fit, it will work very, very well. We live in the video age. There's no disputing that. Look at what I'm doing here. Trust me, we are here. If I'm on here, everybody's doing video. And if you do use video in your email promotions, It gets people excited. It certainly catches their interest. But here's the thing. They don't know that there's a video in the email unless they open it up or if you put something in the subject line. So do make sure if you've gone to the effort of creating a video that's tied to the promotion that you're sending the email about, let folks know it's there. So indicate that there's an email here and loads of tests, loads of data prove that the fact that you've got a video is going to increase open and consumption rates of your email. Let's look at some examples how to put this into play for your business. Video: 5 tips for better email campaigns. So what's cool about that headline is it's saying, hey, open the email, watch the video, you get those 5 tips. Next, a how-to video, setting up your first webinar. If you know that folks on your email list are struggling or wanting to put a webinar together, that's getting opened up. Next, now breweries is a little bit different. I would use this specifically around events. For instance, Saturday's event video is epic. That's going to get folks to open it up. It can be situations like, our new IPA was incredible to make. Watch our video. Something along those lines. Or video. No one's ever made an IPA like this. These are just some different ideas. For a craft brewer, I don't know how often that'll be a subject line you use, but if you do have that opportunity, I wanted it to be here so you could put it into play for you and your business. Last, but definitely not least, let's talk about exclusivity. Exclusivity is one of the most powerful tools you can have in your marketing toolbox. Consider it a bit like a hammer for someone who frames houses. I mean, you just got to have it. So this is one that I think works for pretty much every business on the planet. So it works for yours, works for craft brewers and everybody else. What you're doing is creating urgency and a sense of special access. Put those 2 elements into the email subject line, and I guarantee you will have massive openings of those emails. And whatever you're promoting or sharing in that email, you'll get a great response. Some examples: private invite. Easy for me to say. Private invite. Join our inner circle. Next example: only for insiders. Sneak peek at our latest feature. Or how about this? You're a craft brewer, you're doing an event. This event is going to sell out ... fast, all in caps. That's going to get folks excited. That would be the main email about an event. The way I would structure this is I'd have leading up towards when I was really opening up the sales for the event, let's say tickets, I'd have an email where it was mentioned with some other things. Say there's 3 things in that email. Last, hey, in July, we're having such and such event. But now when tickets are going on sale, hey, this event is going to sell out fast. Now, folks who like events, like your events, they're on your customer list. When they see that you're having an event, it's going to sell out fast. Even if they didn't remember seeing about it here in this email a while ago, now they're going to want to dive in because there's that FOMO, fear of missing out. Great tool to use in your marketing array. So those are the 10 subject line formulas. I would try and use multiple different ones through the course of sending out your emails. Find the one that's most appropriate for whatever the topic is on your email. And when you do make an email, it always starts with a call to action, meaning what do you want them to do? In this situation we just described, there's an event, we want them to buy a ticket. Then you work backwards. You go from call to action, now you make your subject line, and in the middle, which is what the email content is, you fill in the space in between. So we covered a lot of things as it relates to these subject lines. And I hope you're starting to get a sense of the better my emails, the more revenue I'm going to make. Because there's a straight line from your emails to customer list to the revenue you make. Straight line. Let's keep it short, sweet, and let's turn your revenue in an upward direction. So right now, if you haven't done so yet, put send it in the comments, and it gets you everything you need to make great emails that generate a ton of sales. Additionally, go ahead and like this video, because if you made it this far, I'd appreciate a like. And if you're not yet following me here on YouTube, please do that. And follow me anywhere you see me on social media, because I'm here to help you guys who are brewing great beer build the business of your dreams.